This chart is sending a big warning to investors. What is the market telling me this week? Welcome to the Nick Rutherford report. And the market is either going to take advantage of you or you are going to take advantage of it. And when investors know what to look for, they can profit wildly. And those that don't, well, they're going to lose a lot of money. So hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, leave me a comment, share this with someone who would get a lot out of it, because this is the place to be for the financial news that matters for your net worth. Let's get to it. There are massive risks in the market that investors don't see because they are so focused on the future. Bitcoin's up. Everything's up. What isn't up? Well, there's a lot of things going up, and if I look at graphs like this, see, everyone's sharing things like this on Twitter. They've got NVIDIA talking about, well, we're going to have generative AI. Then we're going to have AI agents that are going to do everything for you. Then we're going to have physical AI. Yep, Tesla's going to be the most valuable company on the planet. And there are going to be robotics in the real world. You'll have a Tesla bot doing your laundry, cleaning your house, and you know what? That'll be wonderful, and it's going to make investors a fortune. But here's the thing. I study the past to predict the future. And many times in past technology booms, well, the leaders, they invest heavily in the next big thing. And you know what? Sometimes they overinvest, and then the growth and the earnings, they don't come, and then you have massive corrections. And that's why I'm putting out this warning. So if we look at this chart, well, it tells us something sobering, and investors everywhere should pay attention. Now, the price to book ratio for the S&P 500 hasn't been this high since the dot-com crash. I'm not saying run out and sell your stocks. Heck, I'm not saying go buy stocks. All I'm saying is that I'm extremely cautious because we have entered bubble territory. In fact, one of my friends said that someone he personally knows turned $4,000 into $4 million by investing in SMCI. Just looking at the chart, I'm guessing he did some options. But my point here is when I start hearing stories like this and everyone wants to rush into the market, it's very obvious to me we are in a euphoria phase. But here's the thing. What I learned from George Soros was when he sees a bubble, he rushes out to buy it. And I'm not saying to rush out and buy it, but what I am saying is the reason he says to rush out and buy it is because bubbles get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they can make investors fortunes if the investor knows what to invest in. And I always invest in the trend, and the trend that is a durable, sustaining trend like AI, because I've been in many AI stocks for years, and I'll talk about that at the end of the video. Not because I'm recommending them, just because I want to illustrate the power of being in a durable trend, not an overnight trend. And my point with all of this is this trend can continue and it can make investors a boatload of money. But we need to look at the data because I always want to look at the data to see if this is a sustainable trend. Right now, I'm issuing this huge warning, but there can be a sustainable trend and we want to look at the data. So let's do some quick technical analysis here. If you look at this chart from Real Investment Advisors, they've done a technical analysis charting the trend of the S&P 500. You can see that it bounces between these two lines. At least it has been since the last great financial crisis. Here's the thing. We're at the upper end of the trend, or not the end, the range. I should use the word range. And you can see if you look back in the chart from 2013 to 2015 and a half, it just rode that upper trend line. And that's because, well, the market can stay irrational. It can get bigger. It can grow its earnings into the irrationality of it for much longer than people think. So right now, today, it could get much bigger. It could keep growing, and it could keep making investors money. So I want to peek under the hood and look at the data to see what's going on. Now, if I look at the data, the most powerful data is, are people making money? Because if they're making money, they're spending money, and the economy is growing. And this allows me to sleep at night so I can invest and not worry. Well, if I look at the FICA withholdings, this is the tax withholdings that the government takes out of people's paychecks. Guess what? They're taking more money than ever out of people's paychecks. And it's not like they increased taxes yet. So, guess what? People are making more and more money. The economy is rocking on all cylinders. So people calling for its demise, well, they're early. Now, of course, we could get some new data, and things could change, and I could change my mind, but this type of data makes me extremely, extremely bullish. What I'm watching next are things like the jobs report, which comes out in 3 days. Here's the schedule. You can see that it's coming out in January 10th to tell us what's happening in December. Now, this is the most important indicator because, well, it tells me if the labor market is strong or not. And right now, according to the FICA withholdings, it's very strong. This makes me think the bull run is continuing, at least today. Now, I could change my mind tomorrow, but I'm constantly reevaluating. It looks to me like the trend is intact because if I look at investments like Micron, this company is up 21%. Now, Micron is an amazing company to go up 21% in just these last 5 days. In fact, this has been one of my major investments since 2019 when I told all of my subscribers about it. But I'm not saying run out and buy it now. In fact, it's wildly over expensive, or more expensive than it typically can be. And it probably will go higher. But it also wouldn't surprise me if it goes much lower. In fact, I'm not really worried about where it goes because I think 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, we're going to have more and more data centers because Micron is building all that memory for the data centers. It's one of the strongest companies in there. My point here in looking at this is the market is telling me the AI trend is intact. So investors who know where to invest in that trend are going to make money until the trend changes. And if I look at the granddaddy of that trend, the market tells me, well, NVIDIA is excited because it has broken out to near all-time highs. I see it's going down a little bit right now, but if you look at the 6-month trend, well, we're very near the top. And in fact, if I look at this chart, it looks like we're breaking out to new all-time highs after this little mini sell-off. In fact, it hasn't been higher at any time, at least this morning. Let's see where it closes. But my purpose in telling you this is I'm just looking at the market and the leaders are up. The leaders are maintaining their trend. More and more AI stuff is happening. So until something changes, like unemployment softens or we run out of the ability to keep increasing AI or hit some sort of brick wall, or there's some sort of external black swan, I'm going to remain bullish. And investors who know what to invest in are going to make boatloads of money. And those who are paying attention to the data, when the trend changes, well, they're going to protect themselves from not losing a lot of money. And that is my goal. So I'm just going to watch the market. It's going to tell me exactly what to do. So you should subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll just show you the data of what I'm watching. And if you want to know exactly what I'm investing in to take advantage of these trends, you can go to rutherfordwealthreport.com, get on my mailing list, and I'll email you my #1 stock pick for 2025. How am I using this information to protect and grow my wealth? Go to highreturnlowrisk.com.